So you just bought a Tesla, or you're thinking about buying a Tesla, but you want to see what it's really like driving a long road trip? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you what's the pros, the cons, and the true experience of driving an electric vehicle long distance. So just like any car, when you go on a long road trip, you want to make sure that your car is ready to tackle all those miles you're going to put into it. You got to do all the minor things like wheel alignments, oil changes, make sure your tires are ready to hit the road. The last thing that you want to happen is that you break down in the middle of the trip and you have to get the car repaired. So what extra things do you got to do on a Tesla to get your car ready for a long trip? Honestly, it's practically nothing. The only thing that I would recommend is charging your car to 100% before you start. Like right now, mine has 96%. Now what I'm going to do is go to sleep because I'm actually going to be leaving 3-4 in the morning tomorrow. All right, and it's 3:33 now. So you're probably wondering about charging, where to stop, how long to stop. So the great thing about Tesla is that you don't have to worry anything about that. All you got to do is input your address. In this case, Washington, D.C. to Orlando, Florida, which is about 800-900 miles. Tesla is going to calculate every single thing that you need to know about the trip. There you go. So that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stops that we got to do. And then we're gonna hit our destination at the very end right here. So that's basically it. You don't have to worry about anything. And we're off. So we have just arrived to our first charging station. So here we're gonna be 25 minutes. So the question becomes, what do you do when you're charging for 25 minutes? Now for this particular case, I'm really sleepy because it's still 6:30 in the morning, so I'm just gonna nap, and that's about it. And just like that, we are ready to go. It's already putting the directions to the next stop, which is in 2 hours and 12 minutes, and we're gonna get there at 9:19. A little bit of rock, a little bit of roll. A little bit of rock, a little bit of roll, itty bitty little bit of rock and roll. We went to a dance, she was looking swell, spinning around just like a carousel. Jitterbug boogie, swinging right. So I just arrived to the second location where I'm charging. So this is probably the perfect time to explain to you how the charging works on a long road trip. So there are 3 types of charging for Teslas. You have your standard 140, which is what you plug in your phone, you plug in a TV, you plug in on the normal 2-3 prong outlet. Now if you were to take that approach and charge the Tesla, it would take forever to charge the battery because it isn't as strong. The second type of charging is a 240 volt. And that's typically what you would connect your dryer because it requires more energy, which ultimately charges the Tesla slightly faster. Now, the one behind me is a 480 volt. That's the ones that charge super quick, although Tesla doesn't recommend using these chargers every day because it depletes the battery and it won't last as long. But it's perfect use for trips like this where you have to get in and get out. I don't know. At least that's what Google says. And just like that, we are back on the highway. So the next stop is in 1 hour 57 minutes, and we're gonna arrive with about 40%. That was in the morning and dinner at night. Everything she do just right. But when I say what you want me to do, she say just one thing that I want from you. A little bit of rock, a little bit of roll. This is charging station number 3. Okay, so this is the perfect time to talk about what to do in these charging stations. Each charging station is a little bit different. It's not like a gasoline station where you're almost guaranteed a convenience store. So just to give you an example, like right now. Right now, we're almost in the middle of nowhere. We have this charging stations in the middle of a parking lot, but there's almost nothing around besides a grocery store, AutoZone, and then Pizza Hut all the way in the corner, hotel, KFC. So in cases like these, all I really want to do right now is just go to the bathroom. So I'm just gonna walk over to this Food Lion. I'm sure they have a bathroom, it's free. See, and then just like that, I went to the bathroom, bought a few things for the road, and I'm gonna unplug. A little bit of rock, a little bit of roll, a little bit of rock. I'm finally arriving to the 4th stop, and it looks crowded. Look at all these cars. This is charging number 4. Okay, for whatever reason, this really doesn't make sense because I'm supposed to be here for an hour and 10 minutes until I can go back to my trip. Now, I'm not sure why. It could possibly because it's super packed, but what I'm gonna do is I'm going to try a different charger to see if this is the charger's a problem or it's just because there's so many people here. So I'm gonna switch the charger because this is not normal. It's never taken me this long to charge at a charging station unless it's like 0 or like close to 0, and I was charging it full to get ready for a trip like this. I was right. If you switch the charging station, look how long it takes now. Only 25 minutes versus the hour that it was before. So for whatever reason, that charging station is ruined or out of whack. First time it's ever happened to me. Interesting. So one of the things that I like to do when there's nothing to do in one of these charging stations, like there's absolutely nothing, I like to carry this little thing.
A little bit of rock, a little bit of roll, itty bitty little bit of rock and roll. We went to a dance, she was looking swell, spinning around just like a carousel. Jitterbug boogie, swinging right, we're having a ball on Saturday night. The male leader said, why you want us to play? The kids all how to just take it away. A little bit of rock.
I can already tell that this rain is gonna be beyond horrible. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the experience of driving a Tesla long distance, right? So there's so many things to consider here that are very different than a regular car. So the best feature of driving this car is this right here. You double tap this lever twice and it activates autopilot, meaning it's going to stay in its lane. It's going to stop if that car stops. It's going to go fast if that car goes fast. So essentially the drive is a lot more enjoyable. It's more pleasurable. You don't have to be so stressed all the time of staying in your lane. You can literally just relax and just go with the flow. And if you have friends, you can play games. You can take DJ. You don't need a passenger anymore. Like, you can just play your own music. Like, you're good. I will be honest, the only thing that I don't like about taking this car on long road trips is the fact that you have to charge. But just like I showed you earlier, it's really not that bad if you make the most out of it. So, you know, if you have to go to the bathroom, if you have to eat, or if you work remotely, you just want to get a couple of, 30 minutes in just to work. And I think that would be the only downside of getting an electric vehicle and going on a long road trip, is that you're adding time to your destination, because originally this drive takes about 12 hours from Washington DC to Orlando, Florida. But because I'm charging the car about 4, possibly 5 times, it's gonna add an additional 3 hours or so. Okay, this is the 5th and last stop of the entire trip. I'm only supposed to be here like 5 or 10 minutes because I'm like an hour away from home, so we'll see.
Went to a dance, she was looking swell, spinning around just like a carousel. Jitterbug boogie, swinging right, we're having a ball on Saturday night. The male leader said, what you want?
A thing that I completely forgot to explain was how do these Tesla chargers work? There's nowhere to swipe the card or anything like that, so how do you pay? Each Tesla is configured or matched with your credit card, so every time that you just plug this in, it already charges you in the car, so that when you are charging, you can see how much it's charging your credit card. So like here, you can see it's charging 72 cents, 74 cents, 76 cents. We're gonna arrive with 1 hour and we're gonna arrive with 28% battery. We are ready to go.
A little bit of rock, a little bit of roll. I said a little bit of rock, ooh, a little bit of roll. Well, a little bit of rock, a little bit of roll. Itty bitty little bit of rock and roll. Ah!
So that is it. I finally arrived with about 30%. If there's anything that I missed, anything that I didn't touch base on, if you have questions, please put it in the comments below and I'll try to answer you there. All right, guys, on the next one.